Yeah, big weekend for us. The fact that it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, makes it a little bit more interesting from a pitching scheduling standpoint. Our kids haven't played on a Thursday this year, and I know that's going to become more and more the way it is as college baseball, enters the TV world and ESPNs and things of that nature. So, but I think our kids will enjoy it. Obviously being on ESPNU is great for our program. It's fun for our kids, and we need to get a big crowd out there, which is a little bit more of a challenge on Thursday night. But we're going to play a great Texas A&M club. They're very fundamentally sound. They have really good arms. I think in some ways they're similar to our club because they pitch and they play defense, and I think they're very capable offensively, and I think they're a pitch or two away from having 3 or 4 more wins in league play. So it'll be a real challenge for us, and really look forward to it. And I think our kids do as well.
Starting now on Thursday night, how does that affect your rotation? Obviously.
Yeah, we're probably going to just move everybody up one day. Preston Brown, we're going to wait and see how he's doing. He threw really, really well earlier in the week, and we feel like he might be available. We're going to wait and see if he's available for, potentially Friday or Saturday, and we'll move Ross accordingly.
Are you liking what you see out of Preston and his bullpens this week? He says he's been very, very good.
Yeah, the ball came out of his hands really good on Monday, and he's progressing nicely. And there's no question the way that guy pitched early in our conference season, we're a better club having him.
I think Ross has thrown something like 260 pitches in his last 2 weekends, and some guys that might worry, but not really with Ross.
Yeah, and I think the other thing, too, is we had a lead at Missouri, and he's just pitching comfortably, and he's just getting early contact, and and he really did a great job on a day when we had to have him go deep into the game.
Trevor didn't get a real long start at Missouri, so he should be on schedule.
We feel like Trevor should be pretty well rested for this opportunity, and we know that he's a guy who can handle the spotlight. He's had starts in Omaha, so hopefully he can go out there and get us a really good start on Thursday night.
How important was it for Wes to get back in the lineup last night and really have the game that he needed to kind of push forward out of that slump?
I think it's important. I think things can get in your head a little bit, when things aren't going your way. But the thing that's impressive about Wes is, even though he didn't play on Saturday or Sunday, he's such a great teammate. He again is like, I've said this many times, like having a coach on the field, and he contributes in so many other ways. So just because he's not playing does not mean he's not a major part of our club. But I think for him to take a couple of deep breaths and do some really good drill work on his own, I think that really helped him. And, I've said this many times, he will be a factor for sure. The stretch run of the SEC, he will be a factor for our ball club, there's no doubt.
I know you've been searching for that second lefty that you can use with Jacob. Did the 2 guys you pitched in Peru present that possibility for you after how they reacted?
Yeah, I think it was impressive the way Lucas went out there and played in Vance, the way he pitched. What's funny is when you watch the game from the side in a dugout, it's completely different when you watch the film the next day from behind home plate. And some of the misses that I thought were big misses weren't as big as I thought. I love the way he pitched inside, both those guys, but especially Lucas. Yeah, I'm going to give all the credit to Butch. Lucas came into our program and really struggled in the fall. He found a lot of barrels and had problems getting outs. And he has believed in Lucas and just kept saying, this guy's getting better and better and better and better. And he was excited about throwing him out there yesterday. So, I think all the credit goes to Butch there and how hard Laster's been working.
Did you feel like you got basically what you wanted last night? You didn't have to burn your bullpen. You got the offense going, and like you said, Lucas got to work and Vance as well. Did you feel like you got pretty much what you wanted, a big RPI win too?
Yeah, there isn't a perfect game. You're always in search of the perfect game. If I could erase 3 things, it would, we would have blocked up the ball first, that was hit at Wes. Although he made 2 outstanding defensive plays after that. We had two situational at-bats that I wasn't pleased with out of the 30-plus at-bats that we had in the ball game. And I wouldn't, when we hit the 3 guys in a row, obviously that was not planned, even though we're trying to go in. If we could erase that, it would have been close to a perfect game for us, but you're never going to have the perfect game. But I did feel like a ton of really positive things happened in that ball game. And when you're putting the ball in the hand of somebody who's pitching in front of 8,500 people for the first time in his life as a starter, I think the way Lucas dealt with that was pretty spectacular. So I think he can grow, and again, I use his word all the time. I think that can catapult him into future outings for sure.
On Saturday, still kind of wait and see how things go Thursday and Friday before it started.
Yeah, we want to make sure if Preston's available, we want to talk about that and have availability for that. Does Ben pitch in the first 2 games? Because if he doesn't, he could be a factor for that. And after watching the film closely, the way Brandon pitched, Brandon was 1 or 2 pitches away from just pitching phenomenal, last Sunday. So I do think we have some options, but certainly Preston's somebody that gives us a little bit of a shot in the arm with the way he's pitched early in the year.
Besides the guys